it's what, Wednesday. So all the overseas boats, we've got some new ones in. That's a big leopard. Another one over here, or catamaran rather. It started raining, looks like Whangārei, I think. Going down harbour, got my new iPhone, so that's now 5x zoom. We'll see what that looks like. And there's Port Nikau's work berth. Right, we need to put the stripper arm on the winch. So the port engine has to have power for the winch to be energised. We'll give ourselves some more chain to play with. That's the trouble. It's jams. Again. Right, capstan off. Right, well, we'll split the capstan apart. Chain goes in these recesses here, and there's the remains of the old stripper, and here's the new one. Right, back together, stripper in place. Trap for young players is upside down, so we will pull it apart and turn it over. Also, the pressure arm spring had come loose. Again, hadn't broken this time. A hell of a job to get it back into position. Well, maybe I'll remember next time. Much easier to put the bolt in then put the spring on. But it's done. Success. Well, in preparation of doing the remote for the Fusion stereo, I'm going to have a look up in the what I call the Electronics Bay, which is up in here. Last time when I opened it, the ceiling panel fell down. Pretty sure it won't this time. So when you take out this panel, held up by Velcro, hard with one hand. I'm actually going to cheat and use two. Right, so this is the Electronics Bay. It goes right up to the top of the helm. So up there, in the white bit, is the Fusion remote. So I'll get my step ladder and go up and have a look. Right, over there is the NMEA 2000 network that runs the Fusion. I was trying to get away from the light of my head torch, but there's the multifunction display, and up behind those cables, white cables there going to the warning lights, is the remote. So I might go and unscrew that, cut whatever cable ties I can reach, and see where things lead from that end. Right, well, from the helm, warning lights, sirens, whatever, haven't gone off, so I don't know what they sound like. And this is the one that's not working, so we'll pull it out again. Well, I need to stand on the not the top step, but the bar on the ladder, and I don't think I'll manage to video it, but we'll see how we go. Oh, there's some of the cable ties at the cup. Couldn't actually get the connector out in the end. It was just too tangled. Had to cut it. Always do a field repair if one has to. Oh, well, I've got the stereo on. There's the connector, so we have power. Something we didn't have on the other one. So we'll pop it on from the top and see if we connect the two together. Right, last visit to Electronics Bay, so here's where the new NMEA 2000 dropper joins into an extension. It comes down here. This is the back of the switch panel. So this side's 220 volts here, 12 volts over there, and here's the Fusion NMEA backbone. And while I'm here, I took the opportunity of popping in another T-piece, so we can add something else on in the future quite easily without having to try and figure out where I put the piece. On the wide angle now, that's a drain hose for any water that gets through into the helm. There's a fiberglass catch. Back of the switch panel. That's the VHF. Silver thing behind those yellow plugs is the generator control panel. And switchboard. It's all very dusty in here. Obviously they never cleaned it with the vacuum, but incredibly busy, shall we say. And here it's hard to get in. Just over on the starboard side, I wonder what these things were. And they say Lumar, so I presume they're actually solenoids for the two electric sheet winches. Seem quite a long way away from the winches though. That's the course computer down there. And there's the remote for the autopilot I put in before. Down here's the box that turns the analog instrument readings into C-Talk NG going into the backbone. There's the chain for the wheel. This one here goes to the autopilot. We had to tighten that up a couple of weekends ago, but it's pretty good now. And there's the chain drive down to the steering cables. Oh, these things here with the flashy LEDs are actually the LED controllers for the lights on this side of the boat. There's the C-Talk 1 to C-Talk NG converter, the yellow one for the autopilot remote we put in a few weeks ago. The biggest problem I have up in here is the air conditioning ducts, which make it very difficult to fit in. left. Bit of a gentle westerly at the moment. I believe this is the one that was in the big travel lift earlier in the week. Putting the main halyard on and undoing the stack pack. Oh, we used up most of the available room getting the main up. It's not a very fast winch. I'll probably leave the jib till after the downwind leg. We'll see. And we'll be going that way around the end of Whangārei inside Limestone Island. Oh, I did put the jib up. Well, here comes Mountain Mania into view. And we're going to go that way, not sure where exactly. Not a lot of wind here. I've just realised I left my lavalier microphone I'm trying again on my top, not on me. So you'll have no commentary for the previous clips. So we need to now jibe and head that way. Oh, let's see if I can film and hopefully it all goes swimmingly. There we go. We're across. I'll lift this, that jammer up. Look at that. No bang. Still getting used to the system. It has good points and bad points. Oh, this ketch has been anchored in all sorts of fairly exposed places around the harbour. Usually not where I would suggest to anchor, but anyway, each to their own. It's an overseas boat. Oh, there's Whangārei behind us and Limestone Island on the left. This pulley here is to redirect the main sheet, so I can go from the jammer past the main sheet winch, which actually works quite well around there, into a powered winch. It's had a bit of a bend, so let's see if we can fix that. Oh, we're not perfectly straight, but should be better. Oh, we've been going for an hour and a half, so past home. It's back where the main sheet is, Smugglers Bay. Now this is the entrance to Whangārei Bay over here. Looking back towards Whangārei in town. So Not that much wind, but making steady progress. Takahewai's over here, south side of the harbour. Entry point over the top of the port channel marker. Harbour entrance. Entry point. Sorry, Mount Manaia, and the jib's being a bit blanketed at the moment. There's Snake Bank, about half tide. Mount Manaia in behind. And we have another overseas multi-hull heading up harbour. It's flying a New Zealand courtesy flag off its starboard spreader. Little diamond. I'll have a guess that that's an Outramere, but it is purely a guess. It's a 45. That'll be faster than ours, but we have more accommodation. Oh, we jibed and now the wind's just died. Maybe it's going to come in from the northwest like it's supposed to. We're getting close to the eastern end of Snake Bank. Still a nice day. And our saving grace, no matter what the wind's doing, the tide is with us. There's a crane over at Marsden Cove. Maybe putting a mast up. Maybe it's construction, don't know. No boats in at Northport. Still a pile of wood. Oh, there's looking back to Passage Island. Very little wind. Still got tide with us. Mount Aubrey here. Mount Manaia just coming into view over the shoulder. Oh, I felled the jib because it was just flapping uselessly downwind. Oh, we have an overseas tanker. Oh, I've got the stereo going. Hopefully I don't get a strike because I'm talking over the top. And there's Mere Bank, and out there is, looks like another ship, not quite sure what, at anchor. Oh, motoring now, virtually no wind. Looking across to Urquhardts Bay. Lovely afternoon, we're busy threading our way through fishing canoes and fizz boats. Well, we need to head out through here. Another overseas boat, courtesy flag. That looks like an American flag on the back. Just giving her a burst at full throttle. Blow some of the weed off. Also hoping it will unstick the paddle wheel, but hasn't so far. We're down a wee bit on peak revs from when we launched it. It's fuel use, 9.4 litres an hour, 100% load. I'll drop back to slow cruising revs, so that's Frenchman Island there, and then Hen out and behind. And somewhere you should be able to see, there we go, sail rock between the mast and the jib. This is Busby Head, and coming into view now is the Chicken Islands. We're rounding Busby Head, so that's the hills out towards Bream Head in the distance. Mount Manaia going, and the passage between Frenchman Island and the shore. It's certainly doable, did it many times in Kathmandu, but it's a rocky and a wee bit shallow, and I must be getting more cautious in my old age. So, Bream Head on the left, Chicken Islands, Hen Island, and then Sail Rock. I think that's a tanker and the southern anchorage, and behind is Bream Tail, and then further along Cape Rodney, and then you're into the Hauraki Gulf. Now on the port hand side, appearing from behind Busby Head, is Smugglers Bay, so we might go that way, drop the anchor for a while. Well, we've dropped the main, heading into Smugglers. The big cyclone Gabriel coming up not too far off 2 years ago now, really ripped a heck of a lot of sand off the beach. Anchored in Smugglers, very pleasant, only the slightest movement. Oh, you can just see the westernmost of the chicks there, and hen and Sail Rock. Well, wind's died away completely. Okay, well, we'll head off. It looks a little bit windy over there, so it'll be probably westerly against the tide. We're going here into Urquhardts Bay. Forecast can't seem to make its mind up which direction it's coming from, but everything suggests it should be light in here. We were just on the other side of that saddle, which is Smugglers. Oh, we were anchored just over here the other week. Let's go a bit further to the west, I think. We're anchored off the Arnolds, but a bit further to the west than last time. That's Mount Manaia over the headland, and then Mount Aubrey, Marsden Point refinery, which is closed, and Northport a bit further down. Still just the one tanker in port, and the face overlooking Urquhardts Bay, and over this Smugglers.